My idea was about how there's too much carbon in the air. That's what climate change really is. And so the problem we have is huge climate change. I was in the Conserving Oceans module, but I decided why not just help the oceans? Why not help the entire world, the entire planet? Because climate change isn't just the oceans, isn't just the atmosphere, it's everything. It involves everything. Every creature will die if it gets too hot on the earth, because it just would be a problem. So all life would die. So we really need to fix climate change, and we need to start now. So the problem is that right now in the air there's 400 parts per million carbon. What that means is that for every million air particles in the air, 400 of them are carbon. And so what it was before the whole system started getting messed with was 100, when it was all pretty nice and green. And so we wanted to get back to that point. But after some research, and so, many research I went on a site called Skeptical Science and a few others that made to make sure this was true. And it does actually, plants work best. They produce carbon, they use carbon the fastest from between 1,000 to 1,200 parts per million carbon. And so what we want to do, plants convert carbon into oxygen naturally. So we don't have enough plants in the air, in the world naturally right now to convert to balance out the amount of carbon that we're using of pumping factories into the air and all the cars and pretty much everything you use that uses energy except for the new types of sustainable energy we're getting. All of that is pretty much hurting the environment. So we need to fix this. And so some of the plants that convert it the fastest, which would be best, is the English ivory, the Chinese evergreen, and the peace lily. There are more than that, but those are just a few examples. So my idea is kind of like a greenhouse. But it's similar in the way that it's contained and you're growing things in it, but it's not particularly for food as a greenhouse normally is. My idea is what I call the oxygen farm. All it does is it connects to a factory, or it could just connect to even just the general air and just be filtering in carbon continuously until the monitor reaches about 1,100 parts per million carbon. And so once it's there, the plants will take it from there. It won't be our problem because the plants will continue to convert. It'll take the rainwater, the sun, and then the carbon. That is what photosynthesis is. It's basically just, like I said, rainwater, sun, and the carbon dioxide. And so we'd have that in a contained room. It would convert it, and then that would make the carbon levels go down in the room. We'd take out the oxygen and pump in more carbon. And so it's possible that we could find some different types of fruits or vegetables or something that can be grown, different types of food that we could grow in it, and even it would go faster and possibly even bigger with the high levels of carbon because the high levels of carbon make it produce much more faster. And the way this helps the ocean is because of the carbon cycle. The carbon cycle transfers carbon from the air into the ocean, back and forth, and all around the world, into the soil, into the deep parts of the ocean, to the center of the earth, all the way. So if we take some of the carbon out of the air, which is what this would be doing, it would balance out with the rest of the world, helping the oceans. And it would slowly, the problem is that everything's getting mixed up, all the different types of all the different animals in the oceans, even deserts right now deserts are becoming rainforests and rainforests to deserts and everything you can possibly think of and more. The worst is happening right now, and only can get worse right now. So we need to start working and get something like this or many ideas up that can help get the carbon out of the air and make it so that it's at the best level it can be for our natural environment. It won't be affecting the environment, and it'll be completely good for the environment. Thank you.